Hola, muy buenas a todos, ¿qué tal? Soy Tohan y como ya os anuncié en el vídeo de Payday 3 preguntas frecuentes, hoy día 14 de junio íbamos a tener nueva información sobre este juego que nos tiene a todos impacientes por saber mucho más sobre el juego. Nos han dado una pequeña ventana para que podamos ver más o menos cómo luce el juego, nos ha encantado. Es básicamente Payday 2, pero se ve mucho mejor y se siente mucho mejor lo que se ha visto. Nuevas mecánicas, los personajes de siempre, estamos en la zona de confort. Hoy han lanzado el Dev Diary que prometieron. Hoy es el episodio número 1 y se llama It's Payday.
And then, a light bulb switched in my head and I was like, yes, that's exactly it. Hello, Eisters.
And welcome to the Payday 3 Developer Diaries.
We're very excited to finally be able to share some details around Payday 3 and to give you a peek behind our curtains as we talk about some of the highlights and challenges we've faced during the making of Payday 3.
We've put together multiple episodes with the help of several members of the Payday development team, and in these episodes we'll give everyone a chance to say more on their individual responsibility and passion to see how it has been applied in the making of Payday 3. We hope you'll find these developer diaries both interesting and enlightening, and that will manage to quench some of your curiosity and desire for more information.
Today's video is the first in the series, and it's set to serve as an introduction to Payday 3, where we discuss some key topics around what players will recognize from the Payday you already know, as well as what will set it apart as a separate and unique experience. Without further ado, let's go.
Pinta muy bien esto.
I think a lot of Payday 2 players are gonna go like, oh, so this is exactly how I do it. But you will also notice that there are a lot of small features that somehow affect the game and makes it into a completely different thing than Payday 2.
Se ve mucho mejor, ¿no? Que lo que vimos en el trailer. Mira.
I think the biggest change from Payday 2 to Payday 3 is just generally how the heist experience has evolved. My name is Andreas, and I work as a producer on Payday 3. In Payday 2, you have stealth and then you have loud, which is pretty binary, and that's something that we really wanted to flesh out and evolve. So in Payday 3, you have stealth, and then you have something that we call search, which essentially is guards are looking for you and they're suspicious.
Bien, a lo Metal Gear.
And then
Qué
you
guay.
have something really interesting, which is called negotiation. So first responders arrive to the scene, and if you have hostages, you can start trading them to buy time before the cops get in. Or you can save the hostages for later because you can trade them for resources.
Guapísimo. Genial.
So the Payday gang has moved from Washington, D.C. to New York City. And a big reason for that is because New York is just the capital of capitalism. Heisting with your friends and having all those skyscrapers around you, the yellow cabs, more pedestrians and traffic. That's just a very important piece.
Va a haber tráfico.
Elevating the experience in general.
There is a ton of stuff, right, that makes New York the place to be. But more so, it's tied to the story and the narrative of Payday. Something that has grown more and more interesting over the years, especially so for the players, who have really come to like the story and are wondering what's going to happen next for the Payday gang.
So Payday 3 will take place in New York City at launch, and we're definitely going to see the gang move to different locations as the game grows and scales over time.
For Payday 3, there will be the original gang and two more heisters that will join them.
So I think we're definitely going to see collaborations for Payday 3 as well. What's important for us, and that's something that we've taken like as a general consensus from the community as well, it has to fit the universe, and we don't want to do stuff that really breaks immersion. So as long as it's a natural fit and it elevates what the game is about, absolutely.
Over the past decade, we've done more than 30 different collaborations for Payday. Introducing new characters, new heists, and I think the message I want to make really clear to the Payday fans out there is that for launch, we want to focus on the core gang and the core original story of Payday and Payday 3.
Bien.
As we go into the post-launch of Payday 3, anything can happen. You are right that the gang has definitely grown older, And I think that's one of the cool things with Payday as a trilogy now, is that the story and the characters share a red thread through the games. So whatever happened to one of the characters in Payday 2 over its lifespan, that it will somehow be reflected in Payday 3.
Oh, la forma de lanzar las arrojaditas. Uf.
The coolest feature in Payday 3, one of the first one that comes to my mind, is when you're in the bank, the civilians are everywhere, the cops start rushing in. What you can do in Payday 3 that you've never been able to do before in the Payday franchise is that you can take civilians
eso me encanta.
And
le vamos a dar mucho uso a esto.
Them as a shield towards the law enforcement. There has been a lot of comments on stream, because we stream several times a week now, and every time we do, there are always Payday 3 questions. Definitely there's been some heavy hitters that have suggested things or asked things where I've gone like, that's actually a fact, you know? So if you asked that question, you were right. Arrived in Washington. Why is it so hard to... They haven't been sleeping around. They've been sleeping around.
Ha estado muy guapo.
My God! My God!
Uy.
Chains, Wolf.
Me encantan los bloopers.
Hoxton.
De las pelis de Jackie Chan, lo mejor los bloopers al final de la peli. Ay, maravillosos, maravillosos como siempre. Recordad, el 21 de septiembre sale el juegazo este. Es justo lo que yo quería. Payday 3 es justo lo que yo quería. Un Payday 2 que se ve mucho mejor, con mejores mecánicas. Uf. Uf, hay tantas cosas. Hay tantas cosas. Dios mío, ¿por dónde empezamos? Bueno, se ven muchos mapas. El tema del sigilo, del asalto, es algo muy difuso. Puedes empezar en sigilo directamente y tratar de negociar, han dicho. ¿Negociar qué? ¿Puedes salir de un trabajo ileso, aunque sea vayas en modo asalto, intercambiando rehenes de alguna manera y escapar sin que se haga un solo disparo? La verdad me tiene súper intrigado esto. Luego hay un montón de vehículos en las calles. Se pueden robar, se pueden coger, puedes hacer algo con ellas. Hay muchos vehículos en movimiento. Me tiene totalmente loco. También muchos interiores hechos, cosas que antes no lo hacían. Y cuando lo hacían se notaba claramente que estaban cerrados. ¿Podré meterme en ciertas casas, en ciertos lugares? El tema de los rehenes, esto es maravilloso. Madre mía. Madre mía, madre mía. Chicos, yo creo que podemos tratar todo este vídeo, todo no sé cómo llamarlo, Dead Diary, para otro vídeo. Ahora mismo tengo que procesar lo que he visto, porque lo que he visto me ha encantado. Nos vemos muy pronto. Un saludo, cuidaos y hasta pronto. Es de locos esto. Esto es de locos.